Hey, it's Pete Mazzio from Today Fitness. Welcome to my podcast. For this episode, what I wanted to go over is some unconventional exercises that kind of help you shake up the normal routine that you go through. Every once in a while, it's good to change things up, give yourself a little bit of a look, a little bit of a different challenge, and it makes it fun. So some of these unconventional exercises, maybe you're doing them, maybe you're not, but gives you a little bit of an alternative for some things you can do. What I want to start off with is some upper body. So one of my favorite exercises for front deltoids and overall shoulder work is the ABCs. What I have is a 15-pound medicine ball here that I made out of a basketball. With the ABCs, what you want to do is put your arms straight out, holding the medicine ball. You could actually hold a weight plate if you don't have a medicine ball handy. And then you want to spell out the ABCs in about a 2-foot strike zone there. So you go A, B, C, D. But a real good challenging exercise, guaranteed. It'll make you think a little different about the letters Q and W, because about that time you really start feeling it. So I want to start off with a 5 or 10 pound medicine ball, work your way up. I've gone as high as 20, 25, but definitely a challenging exercise for your front delts. Okay, the next exercise I wanted to cover is another shoulder, arms, tricep exercise. It's called a lever press. What I'm using is a universal joint on my Olympic bar, but you could also put an old pillow on the side of your room. Corner of a room is real good for this, which is what I used to do before I bought the universal joint. And what you want to do, pick the bar up, holding it here, keep it a nice straight upper body, and you're just pressing it up. So we want to go down slow, fire it up. So it gives another angle, good exercise that, again, shakes up your shoulder motion since it's not something you typically do. Alright, the next exercise I want to cover is a real great body weight exercise that a lot of people don't do all the time, but it's very effective. It's close to a skull crusher, nose breaker type exercise, but again with body weight. I like to use my Smith machine here because it's got a bar that I can adjust the height of. The closer you go to the ground, the tougher this exercise is, but it's called the tricep blast. So what I want to do is grab my bar here, get a nice straight upper body. Now instead of doing a push-up, what I'm doing is pointing my elbows towards the ground. Lower myself down, straighten up. Again, a real great tricep workout. Closer to the ground you go, the more the more difficult it gets. If you don't have a bar handy, back of a chair works well too. Grab the back of your chair, same motion. The lower you go on the chair, the more difficult the exercise will get. So that's a tricep. All right, next exercise I like to do is a sledgehammer uppercut. This is a 16-pound sledge. Feet shoulder width apart. Again, this is another delt exercise where you're coming from outside straight up on a diagonal. What that does is works the diagonal plane of motion and gives you a different angle on the front deltoid. So you're coming up, nice explosive motion. This is another good exercise to warm up before you're doing bench presses because it loosens up all your shoulders. Alright, I figure I'd finish out the chest, shoulder, and tris portion with some of my favorite push-ups. Push-ups are still a great exercise. You can do them almost anywhere. Not so much these, but I'm going to start off with the suspended push-ups. Good thing about suspended push-ups is, again, just like the tricep blasts, the angle that you are towards the ground, the closer to the ground you are, the more difficult it is. So you can do it on a really high angle if you're a beginner, or very close to the ground, elevating your feet for a more advanced challenge. But suspended push-ups are good because you have to control your shoulders, stabilize everything while you're doing the push-ups. So stabilizing those muscles around helps you to actually increase your pushing power as well. So grabbing the handles, I'm going to elevate my feet, again stabilizing my arms, just hit the push-ups right from there. Alright, so I'm sure a lot of people have seen the perfect push-up, been all the rage. It's a real good idea though for if you have shoulder injuries, holding up and being able to turn your arms as you come down and rip out the push-ups. Good exercise. If you don't feel like going out and buy the handles, a couple of softballs. Put them on the concrete or hardwood floors. Get up on the softballs. I can turn my arms the same way. Good alternative to the again, the perfect push-ups if you don't feel like buying the handles, but just a pair of softballs and those will get the job done. Alright, so the next push-up I want to cover is a plyometric box push-up. I'd like to use just a little 4-inch aerobic step. Start your hands on the step, come down, push up, alternating back and forth. Okay, again, you're getting the explosive reaction there with the stretch shortening cycle, and helps to get you that explosive motion with the stored energy, and really helps to expand the power of your chest as opposed to just working on strength. So plyometric box push-up, the other way you can do that, get 2 steps, work them on the inside, getting down, stretch. Can do those on a medicine ball also, but great stretch there with the plyometric box push. Next one, keeping with the plyometric theme here, is an alternating ball push-up on a basketball. So start with one arm on the ground, one arm on the basketball. What you're going to do, explode up, switch hands. Another real good exercise for your chest, shoulders, and triceps. One of my favorite push-ups is real good to build the triceps also, and that's just doing a push-up on a basketball. Regular basketball, just both hands on a basketball. You can start with 2 feet on the ground, wide stance, just ripping them out that way. Closer together, you got to work a little bit more stability, and as you get a little bit more advanced, put 1 foot up in the air and rip out the push-ups that way. Nice challenge, again. Works your triceps, chest, shoulders, but another one of my favorite push-ups. The push-up I'm going to cover with you is similar to the ball push-up, is with using a stability ball. This is definitely a little bit more tougher to manage just because it moves around so much. But again, whether it's 1 foot or 2 feet, you get to stabilize the ball and hit your push-ups. It's a little bit further off the ground, so it's not as much weight you're bearing, but just trying to stabilize it is a challenge in itself.